about what happened from the turn of the century until about 2010, some of it's going until now. And it's mainly two professional development activities that are still ongoing, and both have to do with online learning and teaching, and that's the Electronic Village Online, as well as webcasting. And so, some of you still remember this. I know people sitting here in the front and a few others remember this. All began in 1999. This is the Electronic Village that started with a special project in 1998, actually. It was approved in 1999. And this is a snippet of that special project proposal. And it was accepted, but not really implemented until 2000. So there were three of us. I had entered the interest section in, I think, 1997 for the first time, and professed that I was interested in online learning and teaching, and because I had done it at St. Michael's College. And okay, so once I professed that interest, I was told, okay, there is a special project, and there are three of us, maybe the three musketeers, that are interested in doing this. And Susan Gare kept asking, so who's going to be our leader? Okay, nobody said anything. Again, so who's going to be our leader? And I heard that 2 or maybe 3 times from Susan, and finally I said, okay, I'll do it. So that's how it really started. And as you see here, the grant the special project grant that was approved would have paid $1,900. We never saw or spent a cent of it, and so maybe we can still claim it. I don't know. We chose to go the free route. Okay, so thank you, Tom and Susan Gare, for all the fun and collaboration that we had at the very beginning. Okay, so here was the first session, the first event of the Electronic Village Online, which was in 2001. We offered 10 sessions, as you can see there. They were all free of charge. They were meant, as the special project indicated, to be before the convention and after the convention, and also during the convention. We found that after the first run-through, it wasn't really, we didn't have that much participation during the convention, nor afterwards, so we focused on the before the convention part, and it has stayed like that ever since then. So we started with 6 weeks, and now then it went to 5 weeks, and now it's 4 weeks that these sessions are held. And what is connecting the call intersection so much to the rest of TESOL is that each of the sessions are held by moderators that come from different intersections, and also now from different affiliates of TESOL. And so they really spread the professional development, which is our focus, of course, throughout the intersections and now throughout the world, because in the last round we had TESOL affiliates from Brazil, Greece, Argentina, Macedonia. We also had IFSL in Europe. We had JAWS in Japan, and we had other teacher organizations. So we have really spread to the rest of the world as well, beyond the U.S. and beyond the call intersection. So what can be said, though, is that EVO has contributed significantly to professional development in the field. And so here's a little bit more. This is what EVO was back then and what it is now. You see on the right, EVO in 2001 versus the one that just finished in February. So our first sessions, those first 10 sessions in EVO were held in Blackboard. And it was we selected the free version of Blackboard because we figured, okay, once, and also the reason why we didn't spend the special project money was what was going to happen to this idea and to this project once we had spent the money. What about the next year? So we decided to keep going with free versions in order to keep the project going. And we think that actually was a pretty smart idea. We used, besides the free Blackboard, which was really slow that first year, we then went into the free Yahoo groups, and now the Hulu communities, which are free. And so we have attracted TESOL members, but also a lot of non-TESOL members. And that is very important because these non-TESOL members often became moderators, which I will talk about a little bit more of the session. And then also became part of the coordinator team. They became TESOL members, many of them did. And at this point, I will thank Stan, who is sitting right next to me here, for starting the WebHeads group, which evolved from a 2001 EDO session that Elizabeth mentioned earlier. And so thank you, Vance, for spreading this all around the world. Okay? And that group of WebHeads is now over 10,000 members worldwide. And a lot of them have become TESOL members. So what you see here on the right is that we started with 120 participants in 2001, and this past round we had 8,561 participants coming from 54 different countries, and you see the continents they came from. So we submit the final report to the call intersection. There are 2 years missing. I went back and looked at all of the numbers except for those 2 years. So in total, without those 2 years, it was 29,000 and a few. So given that the last 2 years, it's been about 2,000 each year, we definitely have we have trained over 30,000 participants worldwide in professional development. So that is quite an accomplishment. And Elizabeth has mentioned that she was coordinator for 10 years, so I was wanting to take this opportunity to thank her because it is a huge job. And yes, so thank you for the leadership and for the professionalism in the group. Also, I wanted to thank Nina Liakos and Mubarak Akadar. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Nina is the outgoing EDO coordinator, lead coordinator, and Mubarak has been doing it for the past year and doing a good job. And then they have recruited me to come back in an advisory capacity. Okay. All right. So a very crucial part of EDO is the moderator training, because a lot of the people that want to hold sessions are not trained in delivering online teaching and learning. So in November, and we started at the very beginning when Susan harmonized with us, we knew that we had to train moderators in doing this. So for 4 weeks, the moderators are trained in November before the actual sessions begin in January. So that has really helped the moderators figuring out the principles of how to teach online. Okay, next is a little bit about webcasts. And going through the files, I found out that we have an anniversary because I actually started the first webcast back in 2006, and it was one of the first webcasts was with Randall Davis, who remembered off the top of his head immediately that it was 2006. I had even forgotten. So just in my files, I found this out. And of course, again, my thanks go to Dan Stevens, who got me hooked on this idea. And then I said through the webheads and what he was doing with the webheads and World Bridges and Jeff Lebo back in 2006. And so I decided, okay, why not do this in the Electronic Village? And because I was running an event called the Studio Fair Classics, I decided to do some webcasting from there and then interview Randall and Tom Robb, the first webcast. And you see we had 62 participants. Chris Tower helped me with the interviews. And so that's how we got started there. And this is a screenshot from 2013. So on the left side, you see what the webcast actually looks like. So Jeff and Robert I'm seeing this interface on the left, but this is from 2013. We now have, on the right side, you see in 2013, we had participants from 24 different countries. So we're logging this, and I'm pretty sure we have already exceeded that. Okay. Now, this is the wrong side. There we go. So on the left side, we have today's webcast. Okay, so back then we had only 6 webcasts altogether. This year we're webcasting from 17 sessions, which is quite an increase. And at the moment, all of the URLs for the recordings are on my website, but we're moving to putting them all together into one place where they can be accessed. So, and now, this ends my part, and I'm handing it over to Don for the future.